These are things I noticed weren't talked a lot about when I was prepping for getting a bike, doing all the research I was doing. There was a lot that wasn't included in these items you'll need before you start riding videos. Once I started riding, I realized these other things like the camera, super important, especially the camera and the earplugs, I think are things that people might not think about, but they are crucial. And be like, your mom said, absolutely not. It's too dangerous, and your friends, they're lames, were like, no, don't do it. You did it anyway. Congratulations. Proud of you. Before you get knees deep in it, a couple things to go over. You can't just hop on the motorcycle and that be that. You're gonna need some things. Oh, GTI for sale. Shit. I suggest getting a camera. People might not think about that. Maybe you do because you watch YouTube videos and you're like, oh, it'd be cool to do that. Even if you don't plan on making or recording footage for like social media, whether that's IG or YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is that you fancy, even if you don't plan on making videos for that, I couldn't suggest getting a camera more. If you're not going to do vlogging or content, you really don't need to do like the whole vlog setup. You don't need to get a mic. You don't need to get all that. The camera has a mic on it if you really needed it. If you're not vlogging and you don't want to hear yourself talk on camera, oh, easy buddy. Watch out! Oh! Really thought about it. They got jumpy. You don't need a mic in the whole vlog setup is what I'm trying to get at if you don't plan on vlogging. But if you just want to ride, getting an action camera is such a useful tool, and here's why. One, so many things happen on the road that like you want to remember, or you might want to go back and watch if you're telling somebody like, oh, you're not gonna believe what I saw, or there was a car accident, or something funny happens. Just being able to go back and like watch the footage, for one, is fun, so it's useful in that regard. But the true benefits of having a camera are twofold in my opinion, besides the like fun part of it: learning and protection. God forbid you're in an incident or an accident, having your camera on to show you were not in the wrong is really going to come in handy. It's going to be such a big deal for you if, God forbid, you're in an incident of some sort. When it comes to the police and insurance and all that, having footage and dash cam footage, like if you're in a car, or riding footage, is going to be huge for you. Like that could make the difference in you having to pay out, your insurance having to pay out, or their insurance, or you getting reimbursed for the total of your bike and all your medical bills, or not. And that could be life-changing, honestly. So first and foremost, protection in that regard. I couldn't recommend a camera more. Secondly, for learning, if you made a mistake while you were riding and you realize like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that, that could have been bad, or what am I doing wrong when it comes to rev matching? There's a million things you can kind of review the tape and watch the replay. Think about football teams. They play the game, they have a bunch of good plays, they have a bunch of bad plays. And in order to eliminate the bad plays, you can go back to the footage, you can see exactly what happened, or what you think you did wrong. When you're in the moment, it's hard to remember exactly what's going on. You're focused on avoiding obstacles, riding safe, shifting, keeping a safe distance, scanning and surveying, covering your brake. There's a million things going through your mind. You're not going to necessarily be able to replay things back in your head like they actually happened. Maybe you thought you weren't going that fast going into the turn and you almost lost it. When you watch back the footage, you see your speedometer says, that was actually like 10, 15 miles over what I probably should have been doing. The lessons you can learn from that are invaluable. So if for no other reason than learning and protection, get a camera. You don't need a vlog setup. All you need is an action camera like the Akaso, and this is not an expensive item, by the way. You can get an action camera for less than almost anything else. The only thing cheaper than the action camera, entry-level action camera on my list right now, I think, is the earplugs. The earplugs you can get like, 300 of them for 20 bucks or 10 bucks, something like that. You can get yourself an action camera for like 50 bucks, a 4K action camera for 50 bucks. And I know that because I did. I got myself an Akaso EE7000, I think it was. I'll double check the name. I forget now because I've had the DJI for like a year or two now. But my first camera that I got was an Akaso. There are other brands similar to it. It's, yes, a Chinese brand. The materials are somewhat cheap. It freaking works. It works great. You get decent footage. It films in 4K. You don't have the options and features you would on like a camera like a Insta360 or GoPro. But I would argue as stripped down as the Akaso can be, and they have more expensive versions for like $100 that really have kind of all the features you would want, as stripped down as they can be, quality wise they're not much worse than GoPro, because GoPro has taken a crap the last 5 years or so, which is why I haven't bought a GoPro. So you don't need to spend $400 to $500 on a crap GoPro, or $300, $400, $500 on a DJI, which I recommend, or an Insta360, which I also recommend, or the Insta360 action camera. That's not the 360 camera. Those are all great quality. They're expensive. You get what you pay for in a sense. But with Akaso and cameras like it, you get everything you need to be able to record your rides for your protection and to learn from your mistakes. $55 I think my camera was in 4K. You really can't beat that. And it's very easy. You record, it comes with a mount. You might just have to buy a chin mount, which is also like $20 you can buy on chin mounts. I'll put that in the description below as well. I have a link for that. You buy a chin mount, you buy the Akaso. The Akaso comes with the mounting hardware you need, and then you just connect it to the chin mount, which is like 3M adhesive that goes right on your helmet. It literally takes a couple minutes to set up, and you download the Akaso app or whatever camera brand's corresponding app. You can download the footage directly to your phone after you're done riding. It takes a few minutes to download, and now you have it stored in your camera. And you create a folder. If you don't want to stock up all that footage or save space, if nothing happens on the ride, you delete it. If you thought it was a ride worth saving, you save it. And you can buy yourself a little flash drive if you really want to. Plug into your phone and offload it if you don't want to take up too much space. The camera is such an underrated thing, just like the earplugs. I think people think like you have to have a YouTube channel or a social media page to do the camera thing. You should probably have that no matter what. That's just my opinion. I think it's a no-brainer, and I think there's no reason to not. Hello. Did you like that clip? We have another clip here if you really like that clip. And if you like that clip, especially the video that clip came from, that's right over here somewhere on this side of the screen. So check it out. Ride safe.